Hyundai just cut the price of a 641 horsepower EV by $6,300. And that is only the beginning of the story. Right across the market, performance EVs are suddenly cheap. Fire sale discounts, collapsing used prices, and price wars have put 600 horsepower machines within reach of normal budgets for the first time ever. Today, I am counting down the 7 best performance EV bargains you can grab right now, from brand new track weapons to used luxury rockets at half price. Let's get into it. Starting with the deal that broke this week, the Hyundai Ioniq 5N. Hyundai just slashed the price from $66,200 down to $59,900, a $6,300 cut with nothing removed. Same car, same performance, $6,300 cheaper. And this is not some slow seller getting a desperation discount. This is the car critics named Best EV of the Year, the performance machine that finally convinced skeptical gearheads that electric could be fun. Hyundai's own product director called it one of the most critically acclaimed models the company has ever offered. They cut the price anyway, their words, to put it within reach of more driving enthusiasts. When was the last time an automaker discounted its most praised car? The spec sheet reads like a threat. 641 horsepower with N-Grin boost engaged, 568 pound-feet of torque delivered as a 10-second power burst. A dual-motor all-wheel drive system tuned at the Nürburgring. And the wildest party trick in the EV world, N-E-Shift, which simulates an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission with synchronized sounds and torque curves that change by simulated gear. Fake shifts sound like a gimmick until you drive them, and then they become the reason you love the car. It transforms silent, instant acceleration into something visceral and interactive, closer to a gas performance car than any other EV on sale. The 2026 updates stack real value on top of the price cut. The charging port switches to native NACS, meaning direct Tesla supercharger access with no adapter. And Hyundai still throws CCS adapters in the box for both level 2 and DC fast charging, plus a new dual amperage home charging cable. The drift optimizer jumps from a single mode to 10 selectable stages, letting you dial in exactly how sideways you want to get on a closed course. Auto up and down rear windows, a new performance blue pearl paint option, and a forward attention camera round out the changes. The honest weakness is range. 221 miles, the price of all that performance hardware. This is a weekend weapon and daily commuter, not a road trip machine. Though supercharger access just made those 221 miles far easier to live with. At $59,900, nothing on earth delivers this much driving joy per dollar, brand new. The price cut that started this whole video is real, it is live, and it just made the best performance EV of its generation attainable. Number 6 is the reason Hyundai had to cut that price. The Tesla Model Y Performance, selling at $59,630, $270 less than the discounted Ioniq 5N. Look at those two numbers side by side, and you can see the strategy meeting that produced them. This is a price war between the best-selling EV maker on the planet and the company hungriest to take its crown. And in a price war, the buyer collects the spoils. Here's what makes the Model Y Performance the sensible pick of the fast EV world. It delivers around 460 horsepower with a 0 to 60 sprint in the mid 3-second range. Properly quick by any measure. Quicker than most gas sports cars costing 6 figures. But the number that separates it from the Hyundai is 306. That is its EPA range. 85 miles more than the Ioniq 5N at nearly identical money. The Tesla is the performance EV you can drive to another state without planning your life around chargers. And it fast charges on the largest, most reliable network in the country without a single adapter. The refreshed Model Y also answered years of complaints. A quieter cabin, better ride quality, improved build consistency, and a more refined interior than the car that earned Tesla its panel gap reputation. Over-the-air updates keep adding capability while you sleep, and Model Y resale values hold up better than nearly any EV on the road, which matters enormously when you eventually sell. Practical performance is still performance. What you give up against the Hyundai is character. No simulated gear shifts, no drift stages, no theater. The Tesla is a scalpel, where the Hyundai is a party. One is engineered to disappear while it goes fast. The other is engineered to make sure you feel every single mile per hour. Which one is the bargain depends entirely on which kind of driver you are. And either way, the price war between them means you win. Number 5 is the cheapest ticket to the sub 3-second club in automotive history. The Tesla Model 3 Performance, selling for around $55,000. Let me put that number in context. 0 to 60 in about 2.9 seconds used to be hypercar territory. Ferrari money, Lamborghini money, Garage Queen money. The Model 3 Performance does it for the price of a nicely equipped family SUV, with a back seat, a real trunk, and 300 miles of range. The current version is far more than a base Model 3 with bigger motors. The Performance trim gets its own adaptive suspension tuned for the extra power. Unique sport seats with ventilation, a carbon fiber spoiler, staggered performance wheels, and a dedicated track mode that adjusts stability control, regenerative braking, and cooling for lapping days. 510 horsepower flows through dual motors with the kind of instant, repeatable launch that gas cars simply cannot match. No heat soak, no drama, just the same brutal 2.9 every single time you ask for it. And the practical math keeps working after the thrill. Around 296 miles of range means this rocket doubles as a real daily driver and road trip car. The supercharger network removes every charging headache. Insurance runs higher than a base Model 3, as we covered in the insurance video, but still far below what any gas car with this acceleration would cost to cover. The Model 3 Performance has quietly become the default answer to a question that used to cost $250,000. What is the fastest real car I can drive every day? 55 grand. That is the answer. Number 4 is the twin nobody is watching, and that is exactly why it belongs on this list. The Kia EV6 GT. Here is the setup. The refreshed EV6 GT packs the same 641 horsepower dual motor punch as the Ioniq 5N, same platform, same 800 volt architecture, same virtual gear shift technology Kia added in the update. Mechanically, these are siblings, separated by styling and badges. But their market situations could not be more different. And the difference is your opportunity. Remember the Q2 numbers from a few videos back. EV6 sales fell nearly 37% year over year. It landed on my losers list, while its EV9 big brother thrived. Slow sales mean motivated dealers. And motivated dealers mean the GT's low $60,000 sticker is a starting point for negotiation, not an ending point. While Hyundai made headlines cutting the Ioniq 5N price, EV6 GT discounts are happening quietly on dealer lots across the country. No press release, just deals for buyers who walk in informed. That is how the sharpest bargains always work. The car itself deserves far more attention than it gets. The GT hits 60 in the low 3-second range, corners flatter than the Ioniq 5N thanks to its own suspension tune, and wraps the performance in a sleeker, lower body that looks like nothing else on the road. The refresh brought the virtual gear shift and sound system from the Hyundai, a larger battery, and a nicer cabin with dual curved displays. Range lands around 231 miles, same weekend weapon caveat as its sibling. And every EV6 GT carries Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, the longest in the performance EV world. The play here is simple. Cross-shop it against the Ioniq 5N, let the dealers know you are doing it, and let the sales slump work for you. Same 641 horsepower thrill, quieter negotiation, potentially thousands less. Number 3 is the most controversial bargain in America, the Dodge Charger Daytona. This car has appeared on my flop list, my reliability warning list, and my Stellantis crisis coverage. And every one of those problems is exactly why it now sells for $15,000 to $20,000 under sticker. The Scat Pack stickers above $70,000 and transacts in the low to mid 50s. Dealers are drowning in them. Stellantis needs them gone. And desperation has turned into the biggest discount on any new performance car in the country. Now, let me make the case for why this disaster might be your bargain. The Scat Pack delivers 670 horsepower, the most power of anything on this list, with a 0 to 60 in the low 3-second range and all-wheel drive grip the old gas chargers never dreamed of. The cabin is huge by coupe standards, with back seats adults can use. The Fratsonic sound system, mocked endlessly online, is a genuine event in person. A synthesized muscle car rumble that shakes the pavement. And the driving experience won over most reviewers who came in ready to hate it. Fast, comfortable, characterful. The car was never the whole problem. The price was, and the price just collapsed. The honest warnings stay attached. Reliability reports have been rough, with some owners logging serious service time, 100+ day shop visits in the worst cases. Stellantis remains a company in genuine crisis, which clouds long-term support and resale. So here is how you buy one smart. Lease it or buy with a full factory warranty and never own it past coverage. Structure the deal. So Stellantis carries the risk, and $20,000 off 670 horsepower starts looking less like a trap and more like the wildest performance deal of 2026. Eyes open, warranty long, discount deep. Number 2 is where depreciation becomes your best friend. The used Porsche Taycan. When it launched, the Taycan started in the high 80,000s and climbed past 180,000 for the turbo models. Today, early cars have shed around half their value. Clean 2020 and 2021 examples trade in the $40,000 to $55,000 range, with even turbo models dipping into the 60s and 70s. That is Porsche's engineering masterpiece for Camry money down payment territory. And this is not a compromised bargain. The Taycan remains the best driving electric car ever built. Reviewers still rank its steering, chassis balance, and braking above everything electric, including cars launched 5 years after it. The 800-volt architecture was years ahead of the industry and still charges at speeds that embarrass newer rivals. The 2-speed rear transmission gives it a shove at highway speeds no single-speed EV replicates. Even the base rear-wheel drive car is a scalpel, and the 4S delivers over 500 horsepower with launch control that never gets old. The used buying playbook matters here, echoing what we covered in the $25,000 used EV video. Battery health first, ask for a report, or check the range estimate against original figures. Taycan packs have held up well in real-world data, with the 8-year 100,000-mile battery warranty transferring to used buyers. Verify the air suspension operates properly, cycle every charging session type you can, and budget for Porsche maintenance costs. This is still a Porsche, and tires, brakes, and service run premium. But do the homework, and you land the finest driving EV in history at half its sticker. Depreciation punished the first owner. It is paying you. And the #1 performance EV bargain in America is the used Lucid Air. This is the most car your money can buy on this entire list, and it is not close. A 2023 Air Pure that's stickered near $90,000 now trades in the high 30s to mid 40s. The Grand Touring, 819 horsepower, 512 miles of range, $140,000 new, can be found in the $60,000 to $70,000 range. Roughly half price across the lineup on a car that was winning Luxury Sedan of the Year awards 18 months ago. Run down what that money buys. Even the entry Air Pure delivers over 430 horsepower with handling that reviewers rank second only to the Taycan, and it seats 5 with more cabin and trunk space than a Mercedes S-Class. The Grand Touring is a different animal entirely. 3 seconds flat to 60, the longest range of any production EV ever rated, and charging that recovers 200 miles in about 12 minutes. The interior quality embarrasses cars at double the price. This is the same engineering that topped my longest range countdown, wearing a used car price tag. Now, the honest part, because Lucid earns an asterisk. Just this week, a report that the company was exploring bankruptcy options triggered a stock sell-off, followed by an official denial from Lucid itself. I ranked Lucid #1 on my brands at risk video, and that risk is exactly why these prices are this low. So here is how you buy the bargain without buying the risk. The 8-year, 100,000-mile battery and drivetrain warranty transfers to used buyers. Buy a car young enough to keep most of it. Verify software is current and every recall is closed. And price in the worst case. Even if Lucid's future turns rocky, the Saudi sovereign fund that owns most of the company has propped it up through every crisis so far, and the hardware itself is the best engineered EV platform in America. Half price buys a lot of forgiveness. The used Air is the performance bargain of this era for the buyer who walks in with clear eyes. Before we close, 3 rules that apply to every deal on this list. Rule 1, know which kind of discount you are holding. The Ioniq 5N and Model Y are price war discounts on healthy products. Buy with confidence. The Charger and the used Lucid are risk discounts. Buy with warranty protection and an exit plan. Same savings, completely different games. Rule 2, on anything used, battery health is the whole ballgame. Get a battery report, compare the full charge range estimate against the original rating, and walk away from anything the seller cannot verify. The playbook from my used EV videos applies double when the car makes 600 horsepower. Rule 3, insure before you sign. Performance EVs sit at the expensive end of the insurance spectrum we covered last video, and the same driver can be quoted thousands apart on the same car. 3 quotes minimum, before the deposit, every time. Here is the bigger picture. 2 years ago, 600 horsepower electric performance was a 6-figure luxury. Today, a price war, a fire sale, and a depreciation wave have pushed it under 60 grand new and under 50 used. The manufacturer's pain, slow sales, crash resale, corporate crisis has become the enthusiast's golden age. Windows like this do not stay open. When the market stabilizes, these prices go with it. I am Nick, this has been Nick's Car Review, and I will see you in the next one.